Good Monday evening, South Carolina weather watchers. I'm your meteorologist, Jesse Peterson, and let's go on and talk about the weather for your Monday evening going into your future. We have some stuff that we are going to talk about tonight, as always. But first, before we get into that, if you have not hit the like button yet, go on and do so. Also, make sure that you go and hit the subscribe button. Right now, we have around a good 4 people that have tuned in, and only 2 likes so far. And also, we're at around a good 549. We are one subscriber away from that main goal of 550 or 650, but that's the halfway. The main goal being 51 subscribers away, that being at 700. So, like I said, one subscriber away from the halfway marker, 51 away from the main marker of 700. So, let's go in and get there. We're almost halfway there. We are like one subscriber away. So if you can go on and share with your friends, family members, acquaintances, people that you don't even like, people that you don't talk to that much, go on and share it to them because something that you can do just as a favor. Go on and share and give them a nice reason to go and get themselves a free forecast. So now that is out of the way, what's going on in terms of what are we going to talk about for tonight? Well, we will talk about obviously the weather as we go into currently, tonight, tomorrow, and then we'll also talk about the weather for the short term future, the long term future. We'll talk about our pattern all the way throughout this week, going into next week, and then we're going to talk about, our rainfall chances, temperatures, patterns, all that kind of stuff. And so let's just go on and get started, not waste any more time. What's going on in terms of the radar right now? Well, seems like in terms of our radar, we actually are looking relatively dry right now. But what's going on throughout the entire U.S.? We do, in fact, have some snowfall going on over here inside of New York, Vermont, New Hampshire, Maine. Even some rainfall, some sleet potentially going on over here in Minnesota, Wisconsin, rainfall in western South Dakota with some rainfall and some snowfall going on in Montana. Rainfall also going on over here inside of Oregon and Idaho, and even over here inside of California. Same thing with Colorado. And Texas also receiving in some of that rainfall. Now, what about our cloud cover? Cloud cover right now is actually showing some low clouds going on throughout, like the low country, southern Midlands, the upstate getting on some cloud cover, the Petey, the Grand Strand getting on some cloud cover, but that central part still receiving some cloud cover, just more on on the higher side. So that's why you can't really see it that well. It's more lighter than the darker blue. And if we look at that cloud cover for the future, you go in and push this forward, you can see as we move all the way to 3 o'clock in the morning here, look at all of this cloud cover right here as we get into tonight. We go all the way into tomorrow morning, still staying cloudy going into tomorrow afternoon. Just look at how cloudy it's going to stay. We will have some clear spots here and there, but for the most part, it's going to stay cloudy all the way into the afternoon, going into the evening. Cloud cover is going to lighten itself up all the way to 12 o'clock in the morning. You can see cloud cover really just staying more on that mostly cloudy sky. Then as we go into Wednesday around 5 o'clock in the morning, kind of lightens out a little bit up there inside the upstate, but I do see some fog cover potentially going on Wednesday morning here, especially up there inside the upstate. And then we clear out a little bit as we get more into like that Wednesday afternoon-ish. You can see cloud cover now avoiding that center part of the state, and then we'll get back to being cloudy again. So cloud cover is just going to be shifting in and out and in and out. It's just going to be off and on clouds and sunshine and clouds and sunshine, just off and on as we continue to go throughout the next 48 hours. Now, what about our current temperatures right now? We have around a good 55 in Somerville, 55 in Charleston, as well as 56 in Beaufort, 57 in Hilton Head, as well as a good 56 in Orangeburg, 55 in Aiken, and 52 over there inside of Georgetown. We also do have around a good 50 in Conway, 53 in Myrtle Beach, 52 in Florence, and 53 also in Sumter, 51 in Hartsville, 50 Bennettsville, and 49 in Lancaster, 53 in Columbia, and 50 in Newbury, 49 Lawrence, and 48 inside of Anderson, 49 in Clemson, and 47 in Greenville, 48 Spartanburg and Gaffney, as well as 48 in York and Rock Hill. Low temperatures for tonight, you have around a good 44 in Greenville and Spartanburg, as well as 43 in Rock Hill, 43 in Lawrence, and 44 in Greenwood and Newbury and Columbia, 44 also inside of Camden, 45 in Florence and King Street and Sumter, 47 inside of Orangeburg and Moncks Corner, 47 in Walterboro, Georgetown, 52 in Charleston, 49 in Myrtle Beach, and 53 in Hilton Head Island. High temperatures for tomorrow, for our Tuesday, have around a good 63 in Greenville, 64 in Spartanburg, and 65 in Rock Hill, 64 also in Anderson and Lawrence, 68 in Columbia and Camden, as well as Sumter and Florence and Kingstree, Georgetown, Moncks Corner, Charleston, all at 68 degrees, 67 in Hilton Head Island, 66 in Myrtle Beach, and 70 in Walterboro. Rainfall as we go into tonight, going into tomorrow and tomorrow night. Right now, nice and dry. No rainfall is expected as we go throughout tonight and tomorrow. Now, in terms of our crazy score, if you have no idea what the crazy score is, it is a score that we see how crazy the weather is throughout the entire state of South Carolina. Right now, we're at a 28. Why? Well, because for the most part, we still have the chance for some fog as we go into tonight. Higher likelihood mainly after midnight, persisting into the morning. But dense fog will likely try to develop after midnight, going into kind of like a widespread, locally dense area with the possibility of having visibilities a quarter of a mile or even less than that, especially in the CSRA and the Western Midlands and the interior areas. That's the main reason, but other than that, everything else, completely dry, no significant wind, light, calm winds. And just compared to the previous widespread fog nights, I mean, tonight's high likelihood, persistence going into the morning, widespread coverage in locally dense pockets with very small dew point depressions, only around like 2 to 6 degrees Fahrenheit, making one of the stronger fog events in the sequence, pushing it towards the upper level of mild. And so that's the main reason why we are all the way up there. SPC outlook for tonight. No thunderstorms are expected tonight, tomorrow, and Wednesday. We are all good in terms of thunderstorm activity. And even as we go into excessive rainfall, nothing for day 1, 2, 3, and 4, but day 5. Day 5 here. This is, if we look at the calendar, goes all the way into Friday here. We do, in fact, have a risk for some isolated flash flooding to occur. Up here in Greenville, Boiling Springs, Spartanburg, Tigerville, Travelers Rest, Pickens, Salem, Walhalla, Fairplay, all these areas over here inside of the upstate of South Carolina all have a chance for some isolated flash flooding as we go into Friday. So make sure that you're watching out for that. Let's go on now and look at the models. So models will be at the will be right in the center, but the time will be in the top right corner of your screen. Make sure you go in and pay attention to that. Let's go in and push this forward all the way through. We go all the way through to around 2 p.m. tomorrow, nice and dry. I start to see some more isolated rainfall try to go on over there inside like the Western Midland areas, or the Western Upstate areas, but for the most part, it doesn't really get going until around 9 o'clock p.m. going into, this actually is tomorrow evening right there, but that is past our 7 p.m. time frame. So models here are actually showing some rainfall trying to get its way through as you go into tomorrow night, going into even as early as 6 o'clock in the morning, all the way to 8 o'clock in the morning on Wednesday for January the 7th here, going out towards the coast, and then it kind of just goes away. So I am watching that. We will be watching for that as we go into Tuesday night, going into Wednesday, or no, actually that is Wednesday. Tuesday night going into Wednesday morning, yeah. And then as you continue that way through, all the way through into like the late morning, it will kind of move its way out. So that's it in terms of the short-term future. What about the long-term future? What about the long-term? Well, we go in and push this forward right here, and we see right now that we don't really have a big storm system trying to move its way through until we get into around like January the 10th and the 11th. Now, we were talking about this in terms of severe weather, and I said that it lacked CAPE. CAPE was not a big time problem here, and it seems like that I see a little bit more, but again, these are off of 6-hour increments, but it shows right now still not a whole lot of CAPE. But we go back into the models. You can see here rainfall trying to move its way through. This is a cold front, obviously, right here as we move through the 10th here, going all the way through 1 p.m., all the way to 7 p.m., and then that brings us some cooler air, some cooler weather, and a high pressure takes over. So we have some cooler, more drier weather, but you'd think that we're done there in terms of the cold fronts. Absolutely not. Right here on January the 15th, we have another little cold blast trying to move its way through, and that one could potentially be a dry cold front trying to move its way through. We continue even further than that, and look at this, another dry cold front, trying to go through around like the 19th here. And then as we get into around like the 20th and the 21st, possibly even another one. And so we're going to be seeing cold front after cold front after cold front. As I say, a train of cold fronts, or a parade of cold fronts, or a line of cold fronts. Just anything to show these continuous cold fronts that keep on happening over and over and over and over again. Just continues to on go. And so we'll continue to watch for it. But for right now, it looks like that we will continue to see just a change in the atmosphere from, possibly warmer weather to possibly even cooler weather. And so we can go and look at the dew points right now. You go in and push this forward. We don't really see anything until, like I said, around like the 10th. We have this cold front moving its way through. This is not temperatures, by the way. This is dew points. But that's around the 10th. Then we have another cold front right behind it here on the 15th going into the 16th. Then you go over here into around like the 17th and the 18th and the 19th. And then again right there trying to move its way through on the 21st as well. Now, a lot of that is 300 plus hours out. Once you get to around January the 18th, way too far out. But the fact that the pattern is still going on as we continue our way through into the mid part of the month going into the later part of the month, it shows that we could potentially have that pattern to keep on going. And even we can go in and look right here at the actual pattern itself. You see right here as we start off all the way from tonight, we have all of this more drier weather ongoing. But then we have that trough that tries to move its way down. It brings us that first cold front right here on January the 10th. And that will bring us some nice rainfall. Definitely do need the rainfall for sure. But we continue our way through again. There goes the second little cold front trying to move its way through here on around January the 15th. Another cold front, another little Arctic air blast. And actually, that might be an Arctic air blast. That might not even be coming from the west. But that comes down all the way through the 15th, going to the 16th. Another Arctic air blast comes down again, going into around like the 18th and the 19th. And where do you think the one from the 21st goes? Comes from the same spot up there inside of Canada. So that's all that we're watching for. It's just going to be that same pattern over and over again as we continue our way throughout the next 300 to 400 hours or so. And so that's about all I have to say in terms of the long-term future. Well, let's go on and talk with the audience. If you want to be a part of the audience, you can by joining us at 9 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time. Let's see what the audience has to say for tonight. Starting off, no. Let me go back up here. My Aunt Lula was here first. She says, good evening, everyone. Good evening to you. I pray that you all had a wonderful day. Well, thank you so much for that. Mr. Chris says, good evening, everyone. Hope you all had a great day. I did. Thank you so much for asking. He says, started off cool, but ended up nice. Currently, it's 55 degrees here in Moncks Corner and Clear. Well, right now, my older weather station says it's around 52, 51.8. Newer one says 52 as well, so both of them are actually around the same. My Aunt Lula comes back and says today in Georgetown it was sunny and cool, but it was bearable. I enjoyed being out inside today, resting after the holidays. Absolutely. I was inside for the majority of the day as well, except for I had to drive to a couple of places. But other than that, I was inside for the majority of the day. Got some stuff done inside. Then my Nana says, hello, Jay. Hello to you. A beautiful day. Well, that's great to hear. Great to hear from you. Mr. Chris also says, everyone, please remember to go and hit the like button and the subscribe button. It's free, and it helps the channel grow. He's absolutely correct. Right now, let's go ahead and check. We have around a good 13 people that have tuned in and only 6 likes so far. So if you are a part of that 7 that have not hit the like button yet, go in and do so. It's free, and you can change your mind at any time. Also, subscribe. We're 1 subscriber away from 650 subscribers. We are 1 subscriber away from the halfway mark of the main goal of 700 subscribers. So let's go in and push there. Go in and get there. Then as we continue our way through, Mr. Anthony says, good evening, everyone. Good evening to you. Continuing our way down. And then Thad says, good evening, just if I trust all is well. Another beautiful day here in San Antonio. Current temperature is 62 with clear skies. I ain't complaining. Well, definitely better than what it is over here. I mean, with it being around 52 where I am, 62, I mean, that's a whole 10-degree difference. Very, very good, in my opinion. And then Cheryl says, greetings, everyone. Greetings to you. And that's all that I can see here in terms of the chat for tonight. So let's go on right now and talk about the 4 locations outside of South Carolina. You might be asking, 4 locations, what are you talking about? I'm talking about San Antonio, Texas, Raleigh, North Carolina, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, as well as Duncan, Oklahoma. The reason why we talk about these areas is because we have people from these areas who tune in almost nightly, and their location is not even the main one being talked about, yet they still show up and hit the like button and still show their support. So we're going to start off with San Antonio first, where you have low temperatures tonight at 62, high temperatures tomorrow at 85. Yes, 85 degrees. And then low temperatures tomorrow night at 59. Patchy fog is expected tonight. Yes, patchy fog is expected tonight. And tomorrow. And tomorrow. So make sure that you're watching out for that as you continue to go throughout your day tomorrow morning. Now, in terms of severe weather or excessive rainfall, right now it looks like that you're not really expecting anything in terms of either. You're not really expecting anything in terms of either, but I will say, in terms of for your future, that you actually do have some more warming up to do. Obviously, we talked about the high temperature for tomorrow being all the way up near 85. It will kind of peak like that. I mean, like Wednesday, 82, Thursday, 81, 77 on Friday. And then it will drop back down. Saturday, 63, going all the way down to next week, Monday, it will be 61. So it will cool back down. It will cool back down, but so definitely enjoy these next couple of days in the 80s because you're going to be dropping right back down to those temperatures down back into the 60s for highs. Now, what's going on in terms of Raleigh, North Carolina? Low temperatures tonight at 41, high temperatures tomorrow at 65, and then low temperatures tomorrow night at 49. Precipitation not expected at this time. Severe weather, excessive rainfall, same thing. In terms of for your future, it looks like right now you will continue to warm up as you go all the way like Friday, 72, but then you will cool back down on Sunday, 56, as that cold front passes by. It will also potentially be rainy as well as you go into Friday night, going into Saturday, possibly Sunday, but right now it looks like Friday night going into Saturday night. Then for Philadelphia, you have low temperatures tonight at 30, high temperatures tomorrow at 45, and then low temperatures tomorrow night at 39. Precipitation not expected tonight or tomorrow morning or tomorrow afternoon, just in general, but tomorrow night, slight chance of rainfall. That will come with around a 20% chance of rainfall. So not bad, not bad. You will warm up as well. You'll have temperatures up into 52 on Thursday, 60 on Friday, 62 on Saturday, but you will cool right back down on Sunday, 47 for a high there, and then Monday, 40. Will rain again most likely on Friday, and Friday night, 40 to a 50% chance of rainfall there, and it will definitely rain on Saturday with a 70% chance of rain. Then Duncan, Oklahoma, you have low temperatures tonight at 42, high temperatures tomorrow at 71, then low temperatures tomorrow night at 41. Precipitation not expected at this time. And then in terms of any sort of excessive rainfall, severe weather, that's not expected either. Next chance of rainfall actually be Wednesday night with around a 50% chance of rainfall on there. And that might actually come with some thunderstorms as well. So you might have to watch out for that as you go into Wednesday night, Thursday. And then in terms of your temperatures, you will cool back down. You will cool down like Saturday 56 for your high, Sunday 53, with the low temperature going down below freezing around 27 to 28 degrees as you go into like this weekend. So it's going to be cold. It's going to be getting cold again. And that's all I see here in terms of these 4 areas. So what's going on in terms of the entire U.S.? Well, right now, 2 cold fronts will pass through the northwest U.S. this weekend. Or not this week, but this week, just in general, with the main impact being heavy mountain snow across the Cascades and the Northern Rockies. A quick-moving storm system will bring mixed precipitation, including some freezing rain to the upper Midwest and the Great Lakes overnight into Tuesday, and into the northeastern U.S. Tuesday night into Wednesday. You also will have some fog also ongoing from eastern Dakotas over into Minnesota and Wisconsin, and like you can see on my screen right now, fog will also be going on in South Carolina, North Carolina, all the way up there near Charlotte, all the way up into over here inside the upstate of South Carolina for sure, and going into the Midlands as well. You also will see some dense fog as well right off the coast of Louisiana and on Louisiana, like near New Iberia, over there near Lake Charles as well, in Abbeville, Louisiana. All of those areas will receive some fog as you go into tonight. And that's about all that I can see here in terms of the entire U.S. So we're going to go in and wrap that up here And so, like I said, if you have not hit the like button yet, go on and do so. It's free. You can change your mind at any time. Also, hit the subscribe button. We are one subscriber away from that main goal of 700 subscribers. Again, one subscriber away. That's it. Just one subscriber away from that halfway mark of 650. 51 away from 700, the main goal. And also share with your friends, family members, acquaintances, people you don't even like. Anybody. Just go on and share it to them. In terms of the top fans for the night, tonight, Mr. Chris still retains his title of number 1 for tonight. My Aunt Lulu is at number 2, and then my Nana's at number 3. Congratulations to the 3 of y'all for being the top fans of the night for tonight. If you want to be a top fan, you can by joining us 9 o'clock p.m. Number 1. Number 2, being a subscriber of the channel. Number 3, being here early. And number 4, being active. Because the more that you type, the more higher up the board you'll go. And the more earlier than you are than other people, the higher up you'll go. Now, obviously, supposed to be competitive, but, it's all for fun for them at the end of the day. So nothing, too crazy or anything like that. You don't get any rewards by it. You just get a shout out at the end, and that's about it. And that's all. So, like I said, make sure you're tuned in tomorrow morning for your Tuesday morning forecast update. Everyone have a fantastic rest of your Monday. Make sure you tune back in tomorrow. Hit those 2 buttons before you leave.